It is a warm and pretty picturesque late summer afternoon at Paul Brown Stadium in the Queen City of Cincinnati. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with the Indianapolis Colts. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and CD, there's a youth revolution at the quarterback position in the NFL in recent years. And to prove it, we've got a couple of second-year quarterbacks about ready to square off here.
And I think both of these franchises saw glimpses of the future last year. Both of these guys, I thought, really acquitted themselves well as rookies. They were both eager to learn, both eager to get out and play. And I think getting reps early in your time in the NFL can really jumpstart your career. And I think that's happened with both of these guys.
Evan McPherson about ready to get this going as we are underway now from Paul Brown Stadium. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Indy offense making their way out, and it is Jacob Eason from Washington at quarterback.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down. A give for Taylor running right side. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And Taylor, I don't think he got there. No, he did not. Unable to break free, and he's marked short. Strong start by this defense. Third and short, they go with a run. Stonewalled for no gain.
I played for a guy who always talked about setting tones and meeting force with force. That felt like it on that play, didn't it? And they met it in a big way and won. What a great job by the defense.
They turn to Taylor on fourth. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
I'm laughing because I'm not so sure I would have made this call. I'm not so sure I would have said, yeah, let's go ahead and get this one, especially at this point of the game. But give him credit. He had a feeling and carried it through.
Yeah, that's one where you think, okay, if you're down, 2 minutes left, the ball's near midfield, you go for it. But at this stage, at that part of the field, but like you said, it worked. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down. They go play action with Eason. This is caught by Hilton. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Personal foul. Roughing the tackle. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set them up 1st and goal.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback And no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
They'll run here with Mack. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Taylor. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Taylor. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Blankenship's kick is good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Landon Wilson to return it. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Time to see the Bengals offense go to work. And leading them out, the #1 overall pick in the 2020 draft, Joe Burrow, now in his 2nd season out of LSU.
And what a rookie season he had indeed. A knee injury knocked him out in Week 11 at Washington. And while the Bengals only won 2 of his 10 starts, I think everyone around the league and anyone who watched the NFL came away impressed. 13 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions, nearly 270 yards a game passing, the 3rd most by a rookie in NFL history.
Ready for the 2nd quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Now it's Burrow. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got a man complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. If there was one knock on Joe Burrow coming out of LSU, it was arm strength, but kind of put those doubts to rest right there. Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. T. Higgins was the intended target. And now it's 2nd down. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. This one incomplete. Probably should have been picked. A little nonchalant with a throw to the safety valve, but it's 4th down. The Colts D sticking to their assignments, and that brings up 4th. McPherson's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. And they get 17 more on that one and another first down. So they go pass, now they go run, and 2 plays resulting in really nice pickups.
Certainly sounds like a 50-50 deal, doesn't it? Sounds like great balance. Well, you know what all those coaches have told us over the years, Brandon, that balance is? It means doing what you want to when you want to. That play call is working very well for them right now.
I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually broke that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do. 7
yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Eason going to throw it out of the shotgun. Oh, he's got his tight end, Mo Alley-Cox, complete. Touchdown! Mo Alley-Cox from 13 yards out. And the Colts have taken the lead.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a 1st down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the 1st down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Point after try forthcoming. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. Sanchez now. He'll kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity. I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him with DeForest Buckner using those big hands and getting in there and bringing him down for the sack. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And this came from the interior of the defensive line. And these guys, they're normally anchors of that spot. And they don't often get clear shots at the quarterback. But in this case, he got past the center and the guard in no time and got there to make the play.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Burrow, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
You definitely would have liked to have hit on that one because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
On 3rd down, Mixon. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Back deep, Nyheim Hines. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. The Colts going to take over now late in this first half. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That's a good way to start the drive, 17 yards and a 1st down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Taylor. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Eason. And the throw there going to be incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. The Bengal offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half. And we'll see how they want to play this. Just a little over 20 seconds to go. Now Burrow on 1st down. Out to the left. He's got Sample there. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. And this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. They had 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports half. We now proceed to the start of the second half.
These 2 teams making their final adjustments for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Cincinnati and Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Bengals with work to do in this 3rd quarter, but they'll get the football first as we are back underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense ready to go here to start the 3rd quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
DeForest Buckner, all-pro defensive tackle there on the stop.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Burrow. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. The rookie from Michigan, Quiddy Pay, paying first-year dividends with a takedown there. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Burrow able to find Sample. That's complete.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. Burrow's throw going to be caught by Boyd. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Now it's Burrow. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Joe Mixon there to make the grab. And the Bengals are the So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and that will tie our game here in the 3rd. Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective, because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. Knotted up here at 10. That's our score as we begin quarter number 4. To throw again on 2nd down. Eason. This will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis, and also moved the sticks.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a 1st down.
46 yards on the ground for him so far. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Eason sets to throw it. And And that'll be incomplete. Zach Pascal, the intended receiver, and it's third and short.
Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion for us there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defensive coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be fourth down and a few inches. Eason going to keep it. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on fourth. Credit there goes to those guys up front.
Certainly does, but we're also seeing how quarterbacks are doing it nowadays on the sneak. When I played high school ball, my coach John Ford used to say, just get down behind those guys and pick up the first down. Now these guys might hesitate to count, use their vision in their eyes, and find the crease and dive for it that way.
That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
A field goal from this spot would be 51 yards. They'll try to move it closer on third down.
Here's Eason to throw.
Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Has been a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down.
Throwing is Eason.
And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Now, after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
1st and 10, Taylor now.
And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
Nothing.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a score to break this tie.
Second down, another run with Taylor.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
On third down, here's Taylor. Shrugs him off. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Running left, Taylor. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The previous run good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Now a give to Taylor. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. Eason going to keep it. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Jacob Eason keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Colts answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give him the advantage.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So Burrow and the Bengals trailing 17-10. A minute 16 remaining. Needing to go pretty much the length of the football field as they have it 1st and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase, 81 yards. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow.
The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. Now Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense retake center stage.
And in the early going, the running game, as we see the numbers, it just wasn't on point. Well, now it's gotten more true to form.
And sometimes it takes a little while for an offensive line to get in sync because early in a game, defenses throw different patterns at you, different formations, different sets, and you might not block them quite the way you want to. But as you start to get into a groove and you figure out what they're doing, now it all comes together, and that's what we're seeing right now.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Eason.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Now Eason.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or 2 shy of midfield.
Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Midge used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
Would be a long field goal try from here as they try to hustle to the line. To Mixon on the check down. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Burrow, 10 yards there on a Bengal first. Oh, no, he lost the football. And I believe the Colts have recovered. Yes, they have. Wow, so they were already in field goal range. Now this and a completely new story to tell.
And frankly, what they're going to say when they review this game and go over it, they're going to tell them, he had one job. All right, you knew what you had to get done. You knew where we wanted to kick the field goal from. You know our range. Just take care of the football.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for Bengals TV.
And now, as with every potential turnover, we're going to take a second look at So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw as this play will stand as is. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory.
And here's Rodgers to return.
So some drama down to the very end of this ballgame.